You came to the Foster School of Business because you wanted to increase your impact in your career, in your community, in the world we live in. Along the way, your classmates became teammates, mentors, and friends. Your teachers went beyond providing knowledge by bringing passion and inspiration to your learning. You worked hard to make the most of the opportunities available to you. Graduation isn't the end, it's just the beginning. Continue to foster your curiosity and originality. Continue to foster your connections, your courage, and the passion you have for making a difference. We're proud to be with you on your journey. As an alumni of the Foster School, the opportunities for continued learning, networking, inspiration, and support will be with you every step of the way. We're better together, better tomorrow. Congratulations, Foster graduates. Well done.
Welcome to our commencement celebration. I'm Frank Hodge, Dean of the Michael G. Foster School of Business. Before we begin, I wanted to let you know that in order to make this virtual celebration a reality, I had to record my speech almost 2 weeks ago. Since that time, the inexcusable and tragic death of George Floyd has sparked national unrest built upon centuries of racism. I recognize that each of you joining in today's celebration is likely to be experiencing grief alongside the pride of your accomplishments. I also want to recognize that processing all of these powerful emotions at one time can be overwhelming. I know it is for me, especially over the last week. Please know that at the Foster School, we are emphatically committed to creating a safe, welcoming, and inclusive environment for all. We see and stand with our Black students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. I have said on many occasions that we must strive to be better together, better tomorrow. Better together speaks to unity. Better tomorrow means we can't rest on incremental progress. It is especially urgent in these times that we take action to effect meaningful change. As Dean of the Foster School, I am committed to doing so. I hope this celebration allows you a brief time to focus on your achievements with supporters. After the celebration is done, the call to action is even more critical. As I say in my speech, how will we be remembered for our response to this challenge? Thank you.
Graduates, family, and friends, I am delighted to welcome you to our annual graduation ceremony. For friends and family watching tonight, this ceremony honors graduates of two distinct Foster degree programs, the full-time Master of Business Administration and the Evening Master of Business Administration. The Foster School awarded its first graduate degree, an MBA, over 10 decades ago in 1921. The graduate programs of the Foster School of Business have a large and growing number of alumni, a long tradition of excellence, and a wide geographical influence, of which we are very proud. This is our first virtual celebration, and putting it together took an incredible amount of work. I want to start off by thanking the Foster staff who spent a lot of time and energy bringing our community together. Thank you. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you, our graduates, for your attitudes during this challenging time. An incoming student once told me, an education is something you do, not something you get. You proved this past quarter that you are absolutely doers and partners in your educational journey. Your can-do, how can I help attitudes have been amazing. Your energy and optimism have been guiding lights for many of us during this dark time. With you taking on leadership roles in the coming years, I truly believe our future is bright. A common question when reflecting on significant events like what we are experiencing today is, where were you when? The question, where were you when, really marks the beginning of a journey. And as we all know, the beginning and end of a journey are but small parts of the entire adventure. What will future generations say about the journey that is unfolding before our very eyes? How will we be remembered for our response to this challenge? As we consider this, I encourage you to keep in mind that we, individually and collectively, will determine what future generations say about this time period. Recall that COVID-19 started with one person and then spread across the globe. Courage is also contagious and will spread just as quickly if we all work together. As Mahatma Gandhi said, you must be the change you wish to see. Given how you, our graduates, leaned into this quarter to create an opportunity out of an obstacle, I'm confident in that change. As you celebrate tonight, please take the time to reflect on the path you traveled to get here, the success and the hard work that went into it, the challenges and the lessons learned, the emotions, the fist-pumping celebrations and the tears of frustration, the surprises and the everyday comforts. If you do this, I am confident that you will emerge with an incredible story of resilience and grit, of determination and growth, of humility and pride, and finally, a deep sense of satisfaction in knowing that you absolutely earned the degree you're receiving tonight. Class of 2020, as you say see you later to your colleagues who embarked on this educational journey with you, know that all of us here at the Foster School are extremely proud of what you have accomplished. Perhaps most importantly, of who you have become. Congratulations. It is now my great honor to introduce our 2020 keynote speaker, Ken Denman. Ken is a proud Husky and Foster MBA graduate who is known for paying it forward. For example, Ken has served on the faculty of the Foster School as a recent Fritzsche Chair in Leadership. Throughout his career, Ken has been an innovator and a leader. Whether it was serving as Media One's Chief Operating Officer for wireless in London, or taking Silicon Valley-based iPass public as Chairman and CEO, Ken's work has created opportunity and prosperity for many. One of his more recent ventures, Emotion, was acquired by Apple to strengthen their position in reading emotions through facial expressions. Fascinating technology. Today, Ken continues to excel as a founder and investor. He is a voting member of the investment committee at Sway Ventures, a US-based venture capital firm focused on early to mid-stage technology companies. He also serves on the board of Motorola Solutions and a local retailer you may know out in Issaquah, Costco. The Foster School has benefited greatly from Ken's perspective, leadership, and generosity. He is an active participant on Foster's advisory board, and in this role has provided me valuable guidance as I conclude my first year as Dean of the Foster School. And what a year it has been. Please welcome an outstanding leader and fellow Foster MBA, Ken Denman. Ken, thank you for joining us today.
Hello, it is my honor and pleasure to be here today to welcome you to the Fellowship of Foster School Graduates. I am happy and proud for you. You are joining a long line of august and accomplished women and men who are impacting the world today. And what an interesting time to be stepping forward with new knowledge and perspective about yourself and the world. Once again, we are in a wind tunnel of change, changing business models, evolving societal and social constructs, and a heightened need to focus on how we treat each other inside and outside of business. Out of the last great economic downturn, circa 2008 through 11 roughly, we saw multiple new business models and businesses erupt to disrupt. Just look at the list of the most highly valued companies, and you'll see many are recent additions. Multiple Fortune 500 companies have fallen down the list as new disruptors have gained traction and then scale, moving in and up in status. I guarantee you, that is about to happen with increasing velocity once again. Why? Because the world constantly wants and needs different things than incumbents are providing. And so the door swings open to newcomers. And oh, by the way, investors in almost every class have tons of dry powder, investable capital, sitting on the sidelines. In this part of the business cycle, we often see many capital allocators deciding to avoid momentum bets in exchange for disruptive bets. Now, normally, as a technology-focused person, at this stage of a speech, I'd go on to discuss the major technological trends impacting business systems, processes, and models. I'd focus on new technology and how it would change the world and make things better. But that just wouldn't be a very honest conversation today. I feel the absolute necessity to acknowledge the time we live in and how your matriculation and your next steps in the journey are impacted by current events. The world is on fire, and what are you and we going to do about it? I could talk about climate change and where the world is literally on fire. I could talk about income inequality, where the world is literally on fire. But I'm actually going to speak about two other issues. First, the new coronavirus pandemic. COVID-19 has disrupted the world and your matriculation, and thus we're having a virtual commencement today. Some countries have handled the pandemic better than others, and generally the difference has been about science and execution. Specific, swift, coordinated, and targeted national tactics and strategies to limit the near-term risk in an effort to move back to a new normal as soon as humanly possible. As a result, the economic damage will be minimized in these countries. We in the US could have learned a lot from other countries' approaches, and hopefully we will embrace best practice, as there is a risk that we'll see a COVID-20, a COVID-21, or a COVID-22 as the virus mutates. Let's hope not, but that may be right behind this COVID-19 heartache. So we need to be prepared. In that vein, it's reasonable to ask, what is the emerging new normal? Are we looking at a hybrid approach to work, school, and play that will settle in over the next couple or few years? Will we, and how will we, change our methods of engagement to protect ourselves and each other? We need to engage where the intersection of biology and climate and other issues live, and that means respecting life and lifting science. They demand your attention. They demand our attention. Given this state of play, you're likely in the best time and place to be graduating. Even though it's impacted some traditions, every fiber of my being says great opportunity is rising nevertheless. This may be counterintuitive at some level, but I'm almost certain my assertion will prove correct. Now let's talk about the other major reality we're dealing with right now. Protests in all 50 states of our country and around the world, protesting police violence and racism. The deaths of unarmed Americans, African Americans, at the hands of police are case in point. Will we acknowledge that which is obvious but has been so hard to face and discuss for 400 years? We must. You must, as leaders. It's a fair question to ask. So in the era of increasing biological risk and socio-political upheaval, what the heck is Ken talking about when he speaks of opportunity? Well, it's true. The loss of lives and societal pain we are experiencing are driving a sense of hopelessness and lack of control. And certainly they contribute to economic upheaval. So where then does opportunity appear? Well, the last several economic recessions have led to a renaissance of business ingenuity and new models, which have led to major waves of economic growth. For example, in that housing and banking crisis of 08 through 11, we saw Zoom, Slack, Square, Twitter, Uber, and Lyft founded and launched. And by the way, we saw the return of Microsoft as they pivoted to the cloud and once again became the mighty Microsoft we all know and love. The first internet bust of the late 90s and early 2000s saw Google, Salesforce, Netflix, Tesla, Facebook, and others spring to life. When times are difficult and hard, both entrepreneurs and existing companies are challenged to think differently for different reasons. The status quo doesn't seem to be working in those windows, and frankly, what better time to pivot than when things are ugly and uncertainty is the only thing that appears certain. Today, many, if not most, public companies are pulling their forward-looking guidance and not committing to holding themselves as slaves to quarter-to-quarter results, at least in the near term. This means they have a window to take on projects and initiatives that they didn't have the courage to attack otherwise. And venture capitalists are taking more risk also because, well, why not? Sniffing the wind and funding big swings tends to happen even more when venture capitalists have lots of dry powder, as they certainly do now, and change is afoot. Gaps in the market and opportunities are most clear when incumbents are cutting costs and or not delivering value or not delivering increasing value to the market. Simply put, current market leaders often don't seem quite as invincible in these windows. And whenever there is great change, as there is now, the next team stepping into the market has an advantage. And that's where you come in. You aren't wedded to old ways. At the Foster School, you've been using the latest tools for collaboration and communication that your future colleagues are only now trying to quickly and often very reluctantly come up to speed on. As you go back to or continue forward into the world of work, remember to be both a student and a participant in addressing the structural changes, the cultural changes, the outside forces that will impact you and your fellow citizens. You will have the opportunity to choose how you lead, how you participate, and what you impact from here. You, the class of 2020, get to decide. Do you go along or do you lead? The seeming tsunami of issues that we are struggling with as a country are a product of a dearth of leadership at all levels. And we must take on these important issues or technology and business trends won't matter because the quality of life within our democracy will ultimately suffer. So, you have lots of opportunity to make an impact. No pressure, eh? I have 3 asks of you. First, don't accept the status quo as a model forward. Ask why and why not as a catalyst for new thinking to wherever you work or to wherever you contribute outside of your career. Second, be a leader, not just in business, but translate to the community you live in. Extend your leadership skills and capability. Contribute that hard-earned toolkit to building and supporting your community. Leadership is what you've studied, but be more than a student of the game. Get into the game in a full-throated way across your life. Third, and finally, be empathetic. Be empathetic to those caught up in the wind tunnel of change, because the impacts of the carnage are broad, and many are and will be impacted through no fault of their own. Income inequality is one of our most dire issues. The data says we are approaching, if we aren't already there, late 17th century France kinds of analogies as it regards the gaps between the 1% and everyone else. And we all know how the late 17th century ended in France. In closing, I am and remain optimistic, despite everything we are seeing and struggling with currently. Why, you ask? Well, because of you and your generation. Many of you and your contemporaries in this country and around the world have already demonstrated that you aren't going to be satisfied with the current situation. You are leaning forward, pushing back, and debating vigorously those things you believe need to change. And you are taking action, most importantly. You are dragging those in my generation into the hard and right conversations. Please keep that edge. Don't settle. In fact, step forward and further into the light. Our country needs your energy, your passion, and your perspective. So with that, I say, Godspeed, good luck, congratulations, and go dogs.
I am humbled to be here today representing the full-time MBA class of 2020. But I also don't know how in 7 minutes I'm going to convey to everyone else watching how special our community is, or the weird mix of emotions that come with being the graduating class of 2020. Where to start?
Despite Deloitte's best attempts to divide us into 4 quadrants, we found we had more in common than not.
Around 3 years ago, we all made the decision to pursue a more ambitious future for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. And more importantly, we followed through, and we chose Foster.
What else can I tell you about us?
Well, we're never bored waiting in line at the grocery store because we're too busy calculating the optimal number of queues, or the total addressable market of a random product in our shopping cart.
As incoming students, we got called intense by our second years. A year later, we got called intimidating by our first years. Sometimes we didn't get called at all, even though Amazon said that they would call in 3 days. We're all optimistic. We gave money to the class gift in support of scholarships for foster students we may never meet.
We know that a boat and a ship, two different things.
We recognize the importance of giving back, and we're back-to-back C4C champions.
And we're anxious about the future.
We dropped the ball on a group assignment only to find our teammates gracious and forgiving, and that made us more gracious and forgiving in return. We watched in awe as classmates tackled a demanding master's program while also being devoted caretakers to children and aging parents. We watched with joy as classmates fell in love, got engaged, and got married. Not to each other, to be clear, though Dan Poston would argue there's still time. We felt pained when classmates encountered setbacks, but also inspired by their resilience and their willingness to share what they learned. In the past 2 years, we've met people we want to keep in our lives forever, and we're genuinely interested in their happiness because their success is our success. And we all wish that we were here together today.
When I was thinking of memories that will stay with me from Foster, I was amazed to find it was the minutia that made this journey with you all so sweet. Yes, the big picture frameworks will be forever burned on my retinas, and I'll never forget skiing at Whistler, dancing at Holy, or watching the Foster band play at Stanford. But my faith in our community is grounded in smaller moments, like the tired, happy smiles we all shared around a table when we knew we'd given a project our all. Or sharing home-cooked meals and cultures over Grub Club. Or even those frustrating moments when we wish that other people would just be quiet and listen, and then we realized that it was us that needed to be quiet and listen instead. The Slack messages and text messages we'd receive from classmates on a tough day. It all felt so challenging, and then so good. These little moments amount to a sense of belonging to a community. Naomi Hathaway is a real estate entrepreneur, and I love her definition of community. She defines it as
a self-sustaining group of individuals
who share a concern for each other,
who will take action to actively support each other,
and take the knowledge and encouragement they have received from the community and out into the world.
I love that that's active and not passive. True communities start from a place of vulnerability. We as individuals acknowledge that there was something missing. There was a space that we wanted to fill. And I think we all pursued our MBAs for different reasons, but we chose Foster for the same reasons. We wanted to like the people we spent time with every day, and we wanted to be part of a community where people care about the biggest issues facing our planet. At Foster, we sought out and we found an alignment of purpose. So I have one request. If you, like me, think that this purpose and our community is special, please don't let it become a stagnant thing that occupies 2 years in your past. Take it with you. Nurture it. Expand it. Make a commitment today to keep in touch with classmates, and not just the ones that you get along with and who think like you, but the ones who challenge you the most, maybe even frustrate you the most. Give each other space to learn and to grow. Represent this, our Foster family, out in the world by acknowledging inequity and being an ally when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Be the friend that you admire. Be the alumni that you admire. Stay curious, but most of all, stay hungry for one another's success and bring that same sense of encouragement out into the world, into new spaces with new people. I promise it will all come back to you. On behalf of the class of 2020, I'd like to thank all of the staff and faculty that helped us get here today. I'd also like to thank our friends and our family. Thank you so much for your encouragement, your support, your patience. You are the bedrock of this community, and we hope we make you proud. And finally, I'd like to thank my personal hero. Thanks, Mom. I am constantly inspired by your insatiable curiosity about the world and your capacity to love others without asking anything in return. You were the one that taught me life has many seasons, and sometimes what feels like a setback is really exactly the preparation we needed for an even more exciting opportunity around the corner. Thank you. To the class of 2020, congratulations! I cannot wait for the day when we meet again and you can tell me about all of your wonderful accomplishments. Until that day, wherever we are, let's show up, let's be kind, and let's kick some ass. Go Dogs. Congratulations, 2020.
Thank you, Dean Hodge, keynote speaker Ken Demmin, fellow MBA speaker Mallory Monsma, and to all of those watching from the comforts of their own homes around the world, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to all of you. Staff and faculty, loving and supportive friends and family, and a warm greetings to all of my class of 2020 graduates. Let me begin by starting, thank you, my classmates, Evening MBA 2020, for allowing me to speak here today. It is truly a gift. My name is Yui, and I am one of 110 Evening MBA graduates who are undoubtedly the most tireless students this side of the Snoqualmie River. To earn an MBA is an incredible achievement. And to earn an MBA while working full-time is achieving an incredible juggling act that my classmates have described as transformational, growth, and the most popular adjective from my cohort, life-changing. On the flip side, we were also frantically feeding ourselves in class, trying to avoid not getting cold called, and feeding our babies on Zoom while the cat saunters across the keyboard. I would not be here today if it were not for the Evening MBA program. You see, I work full-time at Microsoft all day, and then I come to school all night, and I take what I learn in PACCAR, and I take it back to Microsoft the next day. I like to joke that my MBA degree should be awarded by the Foster School of Business and the Microsoft Corporation. It'll be signed by Dean Frank Hodge and Papa Bear Bill Gates, who, despite having left the company 20 years ago, would still be a great autograph to get. Of course, there were trade-offs. Another missed birthday party with our friends and family, another night of eating pre-packaged rations, another basket of laundry that just doesn't seem to be able to fold itself. But you see, I didn't do it alone. I am grateful for you, my classmates, who, despite being incredibly occupied, have always been gracious and generous with your time. I am grateful for my Microsoft colleagues who always leave me alone when I'm at Foster. And I'm grateful to my wife, Julie, who is always right. With these last difficult months, I've been thinking about where we started and where we've ended up. You're probably wondering, why did we choose to go down this endeavor, this juggling act? Those are the same questions I've been asking myself lately. Why? And so, of course, like a good student, I went back to the source material. I reread some of my application essays. You know, the ones about why Foster, why MBA? And I was unimpressed. My reasons for coming to Foster seemed so personal, so small, especially in light of what's happened this year. In just 1 week, we witnessed the launching of 2 astronauts into space on these reusable SpaceX rockets, the surpassing of 370,000 COVID-19 related deaths, and the killing of George Floyd, which is just the latest symptom of systemic racism that Black people have always faced in this country. In just 1 week, we witnessed the power of human ingenuity, the paralysis of medical mysteries, and the pain of endemic racism. In just 1 week, we witnessed what we can do, what we want to do, and what we need to do. In this moment, I realized that my foster education wasn't to advance my own personal aims. No, my education allowed me to think without limits, to think beyond on the question of why I am here on this earth. We've received a rare gift, a world-class education. And it's incumbent upon us to transform this gift into the bold solutions for humanity, for our shared future, a future where friends and family can socialize without the fear of contracting a silent killer, a future where our children can walk, jog, birdwatch freely. As I was researching this speech, I stumbled upon a story that is so pertinent for our times. The year was 1952. The US was experiencing the worst polio epidemic in its history. 50,000 cases per year, over hundreds of children disabled as a result. Hospital wards with hundreds of kids lying in these giant iron lungs to assist their breathing. In one survey, Americans feared only one thing more than the polio epidemic, and that was nuclear annihilation. Scientists were frantically searching for a cure, and Jonas Salk and his team of researchers, they found a vaccine. They embarked on one of the most ambitious programs of all time, vaccinating 1.8 million children in the most ambitious program of its kind in history. Of course, as a business student, I thought to myself, well, I assumed he filed a patent and became super rich as a result. But when asked the question of who owns the patent, Jonas Salk famously responded, "The people, I would say. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun?" I couldn't believe what I was reading. There is no patent? Why? You see, by not patenting the vaccine, it made it possible for anyone with a lab, pharmaceutical, manufacturing capacity to be able to create the vaccine, reproduce the vaccine without ever paying royalties to Jonas Salk and his team, thereby reducing the cost of the vaccine. And this had two immediate effects. Number one, it prevented millions of people from ever contracting this terrible disease. And two, it prevented him from becoming super rich. When pushed further, Jonas Salk said that the most important question that we have to ask of ourselves is, are we being good ancestors? In our work, in our policies, in our choices, in the alternatives that we open and those that we close, are we being good ancestors? Today, 66 years after Salk's vaccine, the world cases of polio is less than 100 per year, and health organizations are on the cusp of eradicating this terrible disease forever. It's an understatement that we live in a dramatic and challenging times that requires us to channel Salk's qualities. in the rigor that we've tested in the last 3 little years, will be tested in much bigger ways for the rest of our lives to solve the challenges for our descendants. Around UW, we're reminded to be boundless. I hope that you take away the story of Jonas Salk and not be bounded by the time frames that are so often used in business. Months, quarters, fiscal years. And that to recognize that our work, our choices, our policies, our alternatives that we open and those that we close are forever linked to our humanity. We've received this rare gift. Let's be boundless in the way that we pay it forward for others, our descendants. Thank you. Stay connected. And I wish you the best of luck. Go Dogs!
Hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Emily Darbison, and I am an evening MBA student graduating this year. Although the end of my time at Foster and graduation have not exactly turned out as planned, I'm still incredibly pleased to be here this evening. I am here to present the Evening MBA Outstanding Student Service Award. This is an award that is presented every year to a graduating evening MBA student whose service and dedication to the Foster School of Business and the Evening MBA program is appreciated by all classes and all students in the Evening MBA program. The winner of this year's award is Emily Engel. Congratulations, Emily, and thank you for all that you do for the Foster School of Business and the Evening MBA program on behalf of all students in the evening program. Congratulations, again, well deserved. I am also incredibly pleased and honored to be here to be able to present the Evening MBA Outstanding Service Award to a faculty member or staff. This is an award that is given every year to a faculty member or staff whose service and dedication to the Evening MBA's program is important and appreciated by all students in the Evening MBA. Service can be defined as counseling, mentoring, acting as a faculty advisor, or organizing an activity for the Evening MBA students. It can also be any other activity that evening students have made a valuable contribution to their experience and time at Foster. The winner of this year's Evening MBA Outstanding Service Award by a faculty member or staff is Christina Fong. Congratulations, Christina. Thank you for all that you do for the evening program and Foster School of Business. Congratulations again, Christina Fong and Emily Engel, the winners of the Evening MBA Student Service Awards this evening. We appreciate your service and dedication to Foster. Congratulations to you both, and thank you again for your service. Now here is Dana Choa, the full-time MBAA president.
The Dennis Dahl Full-Time MBA Outstanding Service Award is given by both the first and second year full-time MBA classes to a second year student who has contributed to the full-time MBA program in a way which is appreciated by all students, just as Dennis Dahl did. This award was conceived as an annual award by the class of 1992 to honor Dennis Dahl, who dedicated himself to serving the MBA program, the Foster School of Business, and the community at large, and who demonstrated business, professionalism, and leadership. The recipient of the award this year is Mallory Mumsma. This award was established in memory of Professor Daniel Siegel to be conferred annually by the students to a faculty member who best exemplified Professor Siegel's commitment to serving and improving the school. Service is defined as activities such as mentoring, counseling, organizing an activity, serving as a faculty advisor, or whatever the students regarded as important. This year, the recipient of the Daniel Siegel Award is Thomas Gilbert. Congratulations to all full-time award recipients. I now present Associate Dean Dan Turner who will announce the Faculty Award for Outstanding Full-Time MBA and Evening MBA Student Service.
Thank you, Dan Ochoa. I am Dan Turner, Associate Dean of Master's Programs at the Foster School. And it's my great pleasure to have the opportunity to announce 2 awards honoring valuable and valued student members of our community. Each year, the faculty and staff of the Foster School of Business recognize 1 graduating evening MBA student and 1 graduating full-time MBA student who have shown outstanding service to the Foster School and community at large. This year, there were many extremely qualified nominees, and the choices were difficult. This year's recipient of the Faculty Staff Award for Outstanding Evening MBA Student Service is someone broadly recognized by the community as a strong, well-rounded, and inspiring leader who consistently walks the walk. She participates enthusiastically in program and community events, gives great suggestions for how to improve our development experience in our community, and is equally graceful at receiving feedback from others. She serves as a great role model of empathy, sensitivity, and positivity for the cohort. Faculty and fellow students alike have remarked about her many contributions to student learning, both in the classroom and beyond, in experiences such as the school's Global Study Tour. As a strong advocate for student engagement, this year's honoree served as evening MBA class representative for her cohort, a role in which she worked to actively promote means of inclusively engaging all students in various capacities on campus. She balances a strong work ethic with a generous heart and conscientious soul, and she is known for her contagious positive energy and optimistic outlook. She has proven herself to be an invaluable member of the Foster community with her unwavering leadership. I'm grateful for the many community contributions of this year's recipient of the award for Outstanding Evening MBA Student Service, Holly Ostrom. The Faculty Staff Award for Outstanding Full-Time MBA Student Service goes to another outstanding leader who raises the bar for our community. This year's honoree is known for his many contributions to improving our community, foremost among them inspiring his classmates as well as faculty and staff to create a more inclusive learning environment for all, one that is welcoming of diverse perspectives and in which all students feel a strong sense of belonging. He worked tirelessly to advocate on behalf of student peers, while also building trust with faculty and staff in service of community goals. Along the way, he demonstrated a core Foster value of continuous progress by applying his newfound academic knowledge to benefit the greater community and society as a whole. For example, he worked with teammates to diagnose the drivers of the success of one of Starbucks' premier dessert suppliers, shaping that knowledge into accessible insights that could benefit entrepreneurs in minority-owned businesses worldwide. This year's honoree also served in formal elected MBA roles in both his first and second years as a student member of our community. I'm grateful for the many contributions of this year's recipient of the Award for Outstanding Full-Time MBA Student Service, Dan Ochoa. The PACCAR Award for Teaching Excellence was established in 1998 with the generous support of PACCAR Inc. to recognize the outstanding contributions of a Foster faculty member to the learning of full-time MBA students in the Foster community. The PACCAR company is instrumental in funding this award, a valuable tool for attracting and retaining the outstanding faculty the Foster student community deserves. The award serves as a tangible representation of PACCAR's tremendous and long-standing commitment to excellence in higher education. This generous gift of $35,000 demonstrates PACCAR's recognition of superior teaching excellence in helping prepare students for the management and leadership challenges that today's world demands. Due to the current public health context, this year's honoree was surprised by students with announcement of the award prior to the airing of tonight's celebration. Please enjoy the short video highlighting the moment when the 2020 PACCAR Teaching Excellence Award recipient found out they were selected for this prestigious honor.
On behalf of the class of 2020 and 2021, it is my great pleasure to present the PACCAR Award for Excellence in Teaching. This year's highest teaching honor goes to Masha Shunko for her unwavering commitment and dedication to her students, for her contagious passion for operations, that makes the classroom experience both more inviting and digestible. And lastly, for ensuring that none of us that walk across this virtual stage do so without the knowledge of how to unlock the Herbies in our lives. The 2020 PACCAR Award for Excellence in Teaching, Masha Shumko. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you. All right. Wow. Thank you. I'm definitely honored to be getting this. They called me in here today to record some congratulation speech for the graduation video. So I came in here after 3 months of teaching from my bedroom. So that is quite a different day for sure. I do want to thank everybody who is a part of this process. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, students. Thank you, class of 2020. Thank you. Thank you, Frank, for being here. Class of 2020 is definitely special in so many ways, right? This is now, this has not been quite the quarter that you expected to face in your last year. And I talked to many of you, I also taught many of you in this quarter, and I know that you faced a lot of difficulties. It has not been easy for anyone, and it has even been difficult for some. But I've been very glad to see what I saw. Not only academically, you were very strong, you were coming to classes, well, I should say logging into classes, you were participating, you were engaged, you were challenging each other and yourself. But even what's more important than that, I saw that you were understanding and you were there for each other. You were supportive, you were flexible, you were compassionate, and you were very resilient. So I think with this attitude, with the education you got, and of course with some operations tools you got from my class, you are ready to open this new chapter and go and make the world a better place. I wish I could be with you present physically for your graduation today, but even if we cannot be physically close, I want you to know that you are in my thoughts, you are in my heart, and I am celebrating this day, your special day, together with you. Congratulations, class of 2020.
We now turn to presenting the deserving graduates of Foster's evening and full-time MBA programs. The evening MBA class of 2020 will be remembered for many outstanding qualities. Foremost among them, their generous, enthusiastic, and effective support of learning and growth of others in the cohort during a time of unparalleled economic and societal challenge. Evening MBAs are much more than students. Most work a full day or longer as management professionals before joining classes in the evening, program events on the weekend, and team meetings at all hours. They are parents, spouses, caregivers, and friends. And then they do even more, volunteering time and talent to causes that matter in service of solutions that today's world demands. When a classmate needs advice, support, or even simply someone to listen, they provide it. They do so in times of economic, public health, and societal stress, and they manage to do so with grace. They are tireless in their supportive community, and they are empathetic in supporting the proposition that learning and growth are not zero-sum games, but ones in which we all win or lose together. I'm thrilled to observe that they helped one another and us win as a team. Please join me in celebrating the class of 2020 Evening MBA graduates.
Neha, Wynn Adams, Dima Al-Khalil, Michael Babbitt, Erica Bell, Lauren Bell, Michael Bergstrom, Kate Bickett, Camila Blosfeld, Emile Bourgeois, Travis Christopher Boyd, Benjamin Bradley, Catherine Kadai, Claire Carlson Jurek, Anna Alexandrovna Chatilo, Abraham Curry, Emily Darbyson, Chad Delrose, Shalini Dhoundiyal, Callie E. Dickerson, David Duncan, Casey J. Dunn, Keegan S. Dunn, Dennis Millikan Elbert, Emily M. Engel, Alan Everett, Jonathan Federico, Meagan Freeman, Stephanie Marie Graves, Garrett Gross, Melissa Jane Gunnarson, Matthew Hansen, Roy W. Will Hebbard, John O'Connor Heintz, Alice E. D. Helker, Christian Hirning, Lindsay Haft, Naitik Jha, Amy Juel, Jeffrey Kennedy, Samik Shikari, Ian Yui Hyung Kim, Derek Kirkland, Prashanth Kumar, Amit Kuthiala, Morgan Lashuk, Alexander Leung,
Thomas Mezak, Andrew Miller McKeever, James Murphy, Henry Murray, Roman Nelson, Dennis Nguyen, Anders Nordblom, Holly A. Ostrom, Rahul Parameswaran, Dale Payne, Emma Peterson, Srilakshmi Ramaswamy, Andrew Kenneth Roberts, Brian Joseph Rogowski, Claire Rubin, Chase Michelle Sanderson, Mikola Serduk, Sachin Shetya, Amarjeet Singh, Phelan Spence, Nishanti Gracia Suresh, Jackson B. Taylor, Yui Tu, Catherine Olvestad, Anjinkya Urankar, Amelia Vasudevan, Chelsea Wendt, Caitlin Whitman, Kelly Wood, Lacey Wolf, Milena Zagota,
The Foster full-time MBA class of 2020 is one that will be forever remembered for their commitment to not just accelerating learning and growth, but also for living Foster values as an inclusive community. They consistently push not only faculty and staff, but also themselves in raising the bar to ensure that we recognize that there is beauty in diversity, that there is strength in our differences, and that we are all deserving of a strong sense of belonging. They reminded us and one another that we have a commitment to lift up our community, and that, in turn, our community has a corresponding responsibility to provide the same lift back to us. We support one another, and in doing so, are supported by others. I would be remiss if I did not add that the full-time MBA class of 20, working with colleagues in the evening MBA class of 2020, as well as both the full-time and evening alumni that preceded them, has a known affection for the Golden Briefcase. They worked cooperatively and successfully with Foster peers to outcompete MBAs of other leading West Coast business schools, not just once, but twice, bringing the much-coveted Challenge for Charity Golden Briefcase back home to Seattle. Please join me in celebrating the class of 2020 full-time MBA graduates.
Nidhi Agarwal, Tobias Apps, Jacqueline Bach, Elise Bacharach, Sun Su Bai, Christopher Baldus, Chelsea Baum, James Bennett, Matt Bishop, Alexander Biavietsky, Nora Bright, Kirsten Lynn Brose, Shane Burrows Burke, Alex Carter, Kelvin Chang, Ram Chaba, Ruo Jin Chen, Ting Sui Chen, Wei Ming Chen, Xiao Lian Chen, Michaela Rubin Crutcher, Daniel Fong Dang, Lisa Tran Dang, Sushrit Deodar, Sashoto De, Misha Dankar, Olivia DiGiacomo, Jamie DiRienzo, Randu, William Farrow IV, Morgan Freeman, Ciro Eduardo Gonzalez Peña, Alexis Blair Goodrich, Abigail Greenberg, Shobit Gupta, Nathaniel Haley, Bruce Hallowell, Syed Ali Nadir Hashmi, Wenting She, Colette Hull, Christopher Allen Kalbfleisch, Pulkit Katyal, Michael Tyler Kingdon, Sonam Kothari, Ravi Kumar, Michael Lahoda, Tin An Lee, Daniel Liederman, Barbara Lee, Chang Li, Tim Sanan Lee, Sergei Logvin,
Syeda Zara Mahmood, Sawyer Mann, Rekha Marie Matthew, Peter Matthews, Patrick McMahon, Garrett Middaw, Catherine Rose Menemeyer, Asan Mohammadi, Mallory MBA Monsma, Aditi Narayan, Chaitra Nerukar, Eric Obesekera, Daniel Ochoa, Alina Ohotnikova, Nicholas Overlack, Abro Pal, Vidyut Pandita, Stephen Mike Parrish, Nivedita Anandrao Patil, Margaret P. Peavy, Maggie E. Polachak, Emily Maynard Powell, Catherine Preska, Nusrat Tamana Priyanka, Mark Andrew Pujol, Ethan Radoff, Maya N. Rajan, Prashant Darwan Rana, Shama Raganekar, Bhavna Raicha, Andrew Robinson, Helen Roll, Aaron Sachs, Haley Sampson, Adam Schmidt, Shane Schrader, Chandni Sikarwar, James Simpkins, Ruchi Singh, Brian Smith, James Smith, Trevor Roger Smith, Michael Smiley, Randall Stacy, Natalie Sullivan, Tiffany Sung, Ruchir Thakore, Nivedita Thiagarajan, Manish Babu Thoduvakara Muralidharam, Vero Titkum, Nicole Yuwono Chota, Jacob Van Raphorst, Avijit Werma, Cassandra Lynn White, James Wolpert, Jing Li Xu, Jiao Xu, Kurt Yeager, Hu Yi Zhang,
Class of 2020, as official Foster graduates, you now join the ranks of the distinguished alumni. We know that you will impact the world positively and for the betterment of all, and we look forward to our continued association with you. Before we close this ceremony, we should recognize that the successful completion of a graduate degree is possible only with the support of family and friends. Graduates, please take the time to salute your family and friends who are supporting you from wherever they may be. The faculty and administration salute you, and they have done so with a congratulatory send-off.
MBA graduates, congratulations. As you celebrate today, I want to share with you some wisdom from a good friend of mine, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh said, "We didn't realize we were making memories. We just knew that we were having fun." I hope you reflect back on your time here in the Foster School and say, boy, did we have fun, and we did great things as well, including the golden briefcase behind me. We look forward to all the amazing things that you'll accomplish in the years to come. Know that we're very proud of you, and we look forward to staying in touch. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Foster graduates. I'm so excited to celebrate your accomplishments and be able to join in on this special day. Of course, I wish that we could be together in person, but please know that today I'm thinking about all of the amazing memories that we built together. I'm thinking about all the accomplishments that you've achieved in your time here at the Foster School of Business. Remembering fondly our first days of class together when you were all strangers to each other, and thinking about how far you've come to build a cohesive, vibrant foster community. Please know that I will always be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest champion, and hope to be a continued resource to you as you move beyond our foster community. I'm so excited to celebrate and cheer you on in your future successes, and I can't wait to have you back in the classroom as alumni guest speakers and distinguished alumni leaders. Congratulations again. I hope to see each of you in person sometime soon, and best of luck for the future.
Hello. I'd like to congratulate the graduating class of 2020 for doing a remarkable job and graduating during a time of considerable adversity. You guys have been awesome. You're intelligent, you're interested, you're engaged in learning, and you are a delight to teach. I wish you all the very best going forward. Good luck.
All MBA classes are special in their own way, but class of 2020, you're truly remarkable. Life threw you a giant curveball, and you responded with grace and resilience. I'm truly impressed. Your class will always have a special place in my memories. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you in person, but I can't, so I'm sending you my congratulations on your graduation. Best of luck.
Hearty congratulations, class of 2020. But you know, you have one more exam to take, the exam of life. Let me read you the directions to this exam. You are given a series of questions about entirely novel and unstructured situations. You must apply the principles learned through your education to answer these questions. You will have about 50 years to complete the exams. I think you're ready. Good luck.
From Packard 390, your last class with me. What am I going to say? Well, only take positive NPV projects. Remember, it's a ship, not a boat. Think about expectations and opportunity cost of capital. Don't buy a house. No, wait, what? That's not what I said. I said buy a house for the right reasons. Don't buy a house because it's a great investment. Congratulations on your MBA. I will miss you. Keep in touch as I remain your core finance professor for the rest of your lives.
Congratulations! You made it! If you're like me, it went by in a whirlwind. I had the chance to address many of you as you started your careers here at Foster, and I told you at the time that graduation day would be here soon, much sooner than you thought. And now it's here. Of course, at the time, we didn't expect your graduation ceremony would have to take place remotely due to a global pandemic, but more on that in a second. I've had the honor of teaching many of you in Entree Fin, M&A, and Foster Research Partners. For my part, it's been enormously exciting and gratifying to be part of your journey from beginner to master. I'm really proud of the way that you've been able to synthesize the material in finance with the other disciplines you studied during the program and produce high-quality analyses and solid recommendations to the very difficult and often ambiguous situations that we deal with in our cases. I also want to thank all of you for the time and effort you put into making our class discussions engaging and fun, informative, and useful. For my money, it's your work in class, including the virtual ones, that makes our learning environment here at Foster second to none. When people thank me for a great class, I feel like I have to confess to them that you and your classmates are the ones that do all the work. Clearly, this is a challenging and uncertain time to graduate from business school. But I'm sure of one thing: this crisis will end. And when it does, the country and the business community will need leaders with your skills and vision more than ever. We're lucky to have you and proud to call you Foster MBAs. I'm going to miss all of our great discussions, including the virtual ones. I hope you all stay in touch with all of us here at Foster as you progress through your careers. Thank you and congratulations again.
Congratulations to the Foster Class of 2020. Thank you for all of your hard work and your contributions to the Foster community. Best of luck to you in all your future endeavors. We look forward to connecting with you in the future. Cheers to you.
My name is Deborah Glassman, and I teach in most of our MBA programs, which means that I've had the pleasure of seeing most of you in macroeconomics classes. My hope for you is that the things that you have learned at Foster and the network that you have built here will continually increase in value for you. Congratulations on your graduation.
Hello, class of 2020. Congratulations. You made it. There's so many wonderful memories from our time together in the first quarter of the program. Is accounting art or a science? Do you want to be LIFO or FIFO of a party? I will miss you for sure. I wish you the very best for your future. Keep in touch. And my 8-year-old daughter drew this for you. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hey, it's me again. I welcomed all of you into this program and made a lot of predictions at that time, most of which came true. I know I did not predict the pandemic, but this crystal ball cost me all of $50 and it's not infallible. But I can definitely predict success for all of you because nothing has prepared you better to deal with unpredictable problems than an MBA from the Foster School of Business. Good luck to all of you.
Hello, graduating class of 2020. I'm Kathleen Glazier with the full-time and evening MBA admissions team. And on behalf of the entire A team, we congratulate you on the amazing achievement of earning your MBA from the Foster School of Business. We spent some time together as a team reflecting on how it was just a few short years ago that we met you all as prospective students and the amazing journey that you've been on since then. We are so grateful that you chose Foster and that you've left your mark here. Countless achievements and so many great memories. Congratulations to each of you. We are proud to call you Foster alumni and wish you all the very best in your future.
Congratulations! Congratulations, class of 2020. It's been great to get to know you, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Hello! I want to offer a big congratulations to the class of 2020. As we all know, it's been kind of weird times over the last few months, but I've truly admired the way that you persevered and not just gotten through it, but actually thrived and succeeded. I'm sorry I won't be able to see you guys in person at graduation, but do know I'll be there in spirit, I'll be there online, and wishing you well in a socially distant way. Congratulations again, and please do keep in touch.
Hello, class of 2020. Everyone at the Global Business Center would like to wish you the best as you begin your journey as MBA graduates during this extraordinary time in history. I hope you always remember that the world is big and beautiful and waiting for you to experience it. Congratulations on this incredible achievement.
Hello, class of 2020. I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you on your graduation. Doing your MBA is not an easy journey, and yet all of you have gone through it with grit and perseverance and grace, and of course, high achievement. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. If I were there today, I would be cheering and whooping for you. And it might go something like this.